So I went to my local FLGS today after I ended up having a short day at work because I wasn't actually working. And lo and behold, Spelunkers Docks showed up. I know a bunch of you are waiting for this, but I figured I'd share this with you. I'm going to unbox this one and take a look at it and see what the contents are. Yes, I'm using a wall piece to cut the tape. Not a big deal. I pretty much throw out all these boxes, otherwise they just take up so much room in my house. It's your standard Warlock tile set, and I'm disappointed to say they have given me some disappointment before I even opened the box. It's the usual. If you've been paying attention, if you wanted to buy it, you would have been keeping an eye on this. The usual plastic crap that holds all this together and hopefully doesn't warp it. You've got your boat. The seats are apparently removable so that you can put miniatures in. I did not know about that. That was kind of cool to read on the box. Very simple to put back in. It of course comes with a couple of little paddles here, which I'm going to have fun pulling out, of course. We also got ourselves a bunch of little accessories, including tiny things that of course are going to pop out of here. But this would be my disappointment right here. I don't know how well you can see that, but this seems to be common with Warlock tiles. A lot of their products are very bendable. It's the type of plastic they use. I know this is fixable with hot water and a cold water fix once you set it, but I still find it annoying. They both arch middle up off the board. That has a lot to do with the plastic in the packaging pushing on both ends and kind of putting a lot of pressure on it to keep it stable during transit journeys. No real problem with it. I understand why they did the barrels hollow, which I find amusing because the underside of the raft does have detail. It's your average low quality high production paint job, but it's passable on most tables. Looks really good. I'm not unhappy with it. I am unhappy that I'm going to have to flatten them, but it is what it is. Then we have a bunch of different accessories in here. Of course, as usual, they're nicely pushed in. So these are the fishing crates. There is some detail on there. I don't know if you can see that or not. The camera's focusing. I will check the video after. Not the greatest. I think these are probably the weakest part of the whole set. They're functional, of course. And they stack well and they can sit on a dock and look good, but they look like something that's more out of futuristic science fiction tech games, not fantasy role-playing TTRPGs. On the other hand, the wooden fish traps, I actually really like these. They've got a lot of texture work to them. They look really good. They look like they belong on a dock. They're not unfinished even on the bottom, which was impressive. A lot of plastic just goes flat on the bottom. These I like. These little fish tanks here, or fish traps here, I really do enjoy these ones. I think they're great. I think this is kind of more what I would have liked to have seen than the metal cages. But, and of course the 3 coils of rope. Those of you who have been following me know that I was the one who recently built that large dock build, and stuff like this would have looked so great on it. So these I have no problem with. These are probably the best prop that they've added in the set outside of the boat. These definitely can be used in a variety of adventures to pad out things, not just docks. So there's that. It's a really great thing. I am not unimpressed with these. In fact, the paint job on these looks like it's better than the paint job on some of the larger objects. Sad to say. And then, of course, finally we have our docks themselves. We got 3 short docks and then a short boardwalk and a long boardwalk. You'll excuse me for a moment because unlike most things, these are a little bit delicate. I don't want to break anything. Sadly, there is a brittleness to a lot of this stuff if you're not careful, and after spending a good chunk of money, in fact on the box mine retailed at $64.95 before taxes, you don't want to go and suddenly find yourself breaking these and all that money going to waste. These are specifically designed to work with the cavern sets, and no complaints, although a lot of my legs here seem a little bit wonky. I don't know how well you can see that. They're leaning in, so there's, again, this is a shipping problem. Likely there is a bit of warpage. Some of this is permanent. Yeah, it looks like all these ones are permanently glued, which means I would probably have to snap them off to fix them. That is a little bit of a disappointment. Whereas on this one, at least it's only the end ones, but it is docks, so they don't have to be straight, they don't have to look perfect. Mild finishing on the bottom compared to some of their other stuff. You can see the plastic print marks from the moldings, or the plastic injection marks from the moldings, stuff like that, but it's still really good. Now you'll notice this one's missing a couple of back legs, and they do exist, apparently, so that you can butt this up onto the caves and cavern tile sets, which this is an expansion for. They included the legs, which, give me a second here, yeah, that's right, which basically clip on, and it's actually surprisingly not easy, and once they're in, you just push them into place, and then you've got legs all around. So to have removable dock pilings is kind of a cool feature. Most of the legs sit on the floor. As usual, you can get away with a lot of different setups and whatnot. You could make out a variety of different docks. Excuse my throwing pieces around. There are 3 legs for the missing 3. I'm not going to bother to put them on. I am not a professional YouTuber, not yet. I will be doing some professional YouTube stuff in the future, but right now I'm just not up for it. But basically, you got yourself your boats, your docks, your little accessory packs like ropes and stuff. I find it hilarious that the accessories actually take up a lot of space on the dock, so when you put them down, you can't really place them properly without blocking people from moving, so that's kind of a cheesy thing. I think you can see here how badly the fish traps stand out, or sorry, the crab traps, whereas the fish traps look a little more natural and a little more tasteful. And again, sadly, that warp, that horrible warp, but doing what we can. You can set it up in a variety of ways. You get 2 rafts, a boat, 3 short docks, a long boardwalk, a short boardwalk, 3 ropes, 3 fish traps, 3 metal traps, 3 pillars or dock pilings to go on the incomplete dock sections, and 2 paddles for your rowboat. So a surprise. I thought I'd share it with you all since I haven't seen anybody doing any vids of this, and I hope you all like this. Thanks very much. Sorry if my videos aren't edited. As I said, I'm not a professional YouTube streamer.